"Sir, I'm going to need you to leave. Now." The young sergeant's voice sliced through the cold morning air outside Fort Benning, Georgia. He stood tall, stiff, and unmistakably irritated. In front of him, a frail old man in a brown jacket clutched a tightly folded American flag to his chest. His eyes were soft, tired, and wet. "I just wanted to leave this in good hands before I go," the old man whispered, his voice trembling. "I don't have much time." But the sergeant didn't flinch. "This is federal property. Unauthorized civilians are not allowed past the main gate without clearance. Last warning." The old man looked down, nodding slowly. He turned, barely able to lift his boots off the pavement. Behind him, a group of recruits watched in silence. One of them muttered, "Isn't that?" But nobody answered. 2 hours earlier, William Anders had boarded the Greyhound bus from Columbus. He had no car, no cell phone, and no remaining family. At 98 years old, he was outliving time itself. All he had left was a folded flag, stitched in 1944, and a dying wish, to return it to the place it belonged. Fort Benning, where it had once flown above the 101st Airborne Division barracks. That flag had been with him through Operation Market Garden, Bastogne, and the liberation of a Nazi labor camp. It was more than cloth. It was memory, blood, sacrifice. But the rules didn't care. Back at the gate, the guard reported the situation. Some old guy just showed up saying he's a vet. No identification, no papers, tried to hand over a flag, said he was dying. Inside the control office, United States Army Lieutenant Colonel Michael Harris reviewed the surveillance footage. He squinted at the figure on screen, then turned pale. "Wait a second. Is that William Anders?" The name hit the air like thunder. United States Army General Alan McCaffrey, who was temporarily stationed at Fort Benning during a Joint Command Strategy Summit, happened to be walking by. He paused. "Did you say William Anders? The Bill Anders? Normandy veteran, Bronze Star, Silver Star, the man who pulled 6 paratroopers out of a burning wreck under fire." The silence that followed was louder than any reprimand. "Get me his address," the general barked. "Right now." Meanwhile, Bill had made it back to his small rental home in a quiet corner of Columbus. He sat on the porch, the flag on his lap, trying not to think about how badly he'd failed. It wasn't the rejection that hurt. It was the indifference. At 2:41 in the afternoon, just as the sun crept behind a cloud, the ground began to rumble. He looked up. A convoy of 4 military vehicles, headed by a black sport utility vehicle with 4 stars on the plate, rolled up to his lawn. General McCaffrey stepped out first, in full dress uniform. Behind him came a detail of soldiers, including the same sergeant from the gate, now visibly ashamed. "Mr. Anders," the general said, saluting. "Permission to approach, sir?" Bill blinked, stunned. "What is this?" "You're not being forgotten. Not on my watch. We made a mistake. We're here to fix it." Inside Bill's home, they found dozens of photos, black and white, yellowing, of young soldiers laughing in foxholes. Medals lined a dusty shelf, Distinguished Service Cross, Purple Heart, even a Belgian fourragère. General McCaffrey knelt beside him. "This flag," he said, gently taking it, "will be flown tomorrow over the 101st headquarters in your honor. After that, we'll place it in the Fort Benning Military Heritage Museum. With your story." Bill's lips quivered. "They're all gone now, all the boys. I thought, maybe if someone remembered us, we wouldn't be truly dead." "They will," McCaffrey said firmly, "because of you." The next morning, at 700 hours, the flag was raised over Fort Benning. The base loudspeaker read the names of Bill's fallen squadmates. New recruits stood in silent formation, and in the front row, in a wheelchair, was William Anders, his eyes full, his shoulders straight. He passed away peacefully 2 weeks later, wrapped in a wool army blanket, the flag neatly folded beside him. The United States Army honored his burial with a full escort at Andersonville National Cemetery, as per Title 10 of the United States Code, Section 1491, governing military funeral honors. So, we lose more than just people when we forget our veterans. We lose history, legacy, and the soul of sacrifice. Bill wasn't just a man at the gate. He was every soldier who came home uncelebrated. Every hero who aged into obscurity. But not anymore. Applause broke out at his funeral, not out of obligation, but respect. The same sergeant who turned him away placed the folded flag on his casket, eyes full of remorse. "I'm sorry, sir," he whispered. General McCaffrey put a hand on his shoulder. "He forgave you the moment you showed up." Before we end this story, let us know in the comment, where are you watching from? If this story touched you, subscribe to the channel and hit that like button and drop a karma in the comments below.